Hi everyone, I'm Sarah DeCiccio. I'm a certified holistic health coach. I'm the big boss lady of Finding Your Wellspot, which you can check me out online at findingyourwellspot.com. As well, I'm partnered with USANA Health Sciences. And today I'm having a hard time taking myself seriously because I can see my big curly hair and it's reminding me of what my brothers used to do to me, bugging me, calling me Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons. And I feel like Scary Spice right now. I do not like my hair curly, but I needed to give my hair a bit of a break because it was getting dried out, so just don't mind my big sideshow do today. So we're going to talk a little bit about fruit. Fruit, everyone says, is super healthy, and yes, of course, fruit, there's lots of benefits of adding fruit to your diet, but there's also a way of incorporating fruit so you're not getting digestive upset or ruining your sugar levels. So one, there's lots of fructose in fruit. Fructose is actually metabolized by your liver. So it's all on your liver, which if you're eating a lot of sugar that has fructose, you can actually get fatty liver disease, but not necessarily from fruit because fruit is a little bit different because it has very little fructose compared to some of the junk food you're going to be eating, but just to keep in mind that you don't want to overdo it on fruit. Another thing about fruits that I always tell my clients, people think they should eat fruit throughout the day. I disagree with that. I don't think you should eat fruit throughout the day. One, a lot of people like to eat it before they go to bed. Not great for your insulin levels. It can just kind of make them go a little bit haywire, and then you might not get the best sleep from that. Another thing about fruit that most people don't know about, you want to eat fruit on its own, okay? Even if you do mixed berries and stuff, it's not the best because you need different digestive enzymes to break down fruit. So you kind of want to eat them one at a time on their own, and they also digest really quickly. So for example, if you want to eat fruit for dessert, a lot of time people will experience digestive upset and not understand that it's being caused by the fruit. So if you're thinking about it, maybe you ate some proteins and some starches and some vegetables, and then you're ending up with fruit. In your stomach, the fruit's on top. Since fruit digests so quickly and protein takes so much longer to digest, so say you ate the protein first, your body's still digesting protein and it won't get to the fruit till hours and hours later. Well, by that time, the fruit itself, because it doesn't take that long to digest, just starts to ferment there in your gut. And that's how some people experience, feeling a little bit bloated maybe. They might feel a little bit gassy. They might be burping a lot. They might get hiccups. That's what can be happening if stuff is fermenting in your gut because it's not digesting properly. So that's why it's really important to eat fruit on its own. I always say that, especially melons. Melons should always be eaten on their own. If you're not eating fruit on its own, you're going to be eating a meal soon, try to wait at least 30 minutes just to give it time to digest before you eat anything else. The only time I say there's an exception to this rule is if you have sensitive blood sugar. So whether you're diabetic, borderline diabetic, it's best to eat fruit because it can play with your insulin levels a little bit with good quality protein. So that would be like maybe having an apple with a nut butter of some sort. So you're getting the fruit mixed with the protein. The protein will actually slow down the release of sugars, so it's not going to give you that spike in your insulin levels. So another thing to think about if you're diabetic, borderline diabetic, or if you're just kind of sensitive or hypoglycemic, I should say, to sugars. You might be thinking, so what do you do? Because I always kind of promote putting fruit in your smoothies. So this is the time I do usually in the morning. First thing in the morning on an empty stomach after I have my lemon water, I will sometimes add fruit to my smoothies. When you do that, you're blending them. When you're blending everything together, it's not so hard on your digestive system because you're not chewing. You're not having to worry about chewing so much. It's all kind of blended together. So if you're eating it on an empty stomach where there's no other food impeding the digestive process after you're drinking the smoothie, it kind of just seems like it just kind of goes through your stomach and through your intestines and colon, no problem, when you're blending it all together. So that's a little bit different, but it has to be on an empty stomach. Otherwise, like I said, try to keep your fruits separate from everything else, which I know would be a new challenge, but if you have a weak digestive system, if you are having a lot of gas or burping or bloating, you really need to look at how your digestive system is functioning. Maybe it's weak. Maybe you have a weak digestive fiber, meaning you don't have a lot of acid in your stomach. So you have to improve your digestive system so it doesn't lead to diseases in the future, because all diseases begin in the gut. That's why I'm so passionate about teaching people about gut health. So if you do need a little bit of help, if you are eating a meal that is going to be hard to digest like a steak, I always like taking USANA's digestive enzymes, or whether if you even have a weak digestive system right now, these will help digest all your food. So your stomach won't have to work so hard. And again, this is going to give your digestive system an easier time to digest your food. Another thing I always start off with every morning, lemon water on an empty stomach, wait 30 minutes and then eat your meal, whatever that's going to be. If you don't know about lemon water, check out my YouTube channel or my website, findingyourwellspot.com, and you will learn all about lemon water. I'm also huge on USANA's Fiber G. It has insoluble and soluble fiber, which is going to help you just cleanse. So especially if you're not going to the bathroom 1 to 3 times a day, not having a bowel movement, you need some Fiber G in your life. You need to cleanse your system to get those toxins out of you and improve your digestive system. And of course, our gut bacteria also needs to be balanced. We have good and bad bacteria. Anytime we're eating processed foods or we're exposed to toxins, our gut balance, bacteria balance kind of gets, off kilter. So we need something to balance it out. And that's why I'd highly recommend probiotics, because again, it's going to balance out your good and bad bacteria and improving your digestive system again. So I'm all about gut health. It is so important. I wish you could just go into my head and understand the importance of it. So again, you want to be very conscious of how you're eating your fruits. So you can give that a try to see if you have less digestive upset if that's what you're experiencing. I hope you found value in this video. I don't know if people are watching these, so if you are, want your feedback, good or bad, or if you want to learn something, let me know. Please push the like button so I know people are actually watching these, or else I don't know if I'm going to continue making them anymore or not. So I'd love to know if you are watching them. So have a wonderful week. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram at findingyourwellspot.com. Check me out on my YouTube channel as well at findingyourwellspot.com, or just Finding Your Wellspot, I should say, as well as my website. Have a great day, and we'll see you next week.